And one of the great things, and I do a lot of men's work, especially, and one of the great things I love is seeing men who lose their sense of anger. They lose, I mean, healthy aggression, you know, and then they come back to life. And, you know, people think that when people come into their healthy aggression, into their healthy anger, that it becomes really toxic masculine and this and that. But you find quite the contrary. There's so much softening that happens. There's so much softening. And yet they're telling you, I could destroy this wall right now with this power, this energy I'm feeling in my body right now. But I don't want to. I want to help. I want to bring healing. I want to bring support. I want to bring my gifts. That's what they start talking about. Because that's life force. It's not anger for anger's sake. You know, it's life force. You know, and I always tell people as well, and I know you didn't ask me about anger specifically, but it's important to talk about it. And I always like talking about anger. Anger by its nature is constructive. Anger by its nature, healthy aggression by its nature is constructive, right? Like there's something wrong out there. So the body intuitively releases anger and says, hey, listen, there's something out there. Here's some energy and some willpower and some strength. Go fix it, correct it, do something about it, say something, just act on it and bring it back into balance. There's something wrong. There's some transgression, some oppression. Something's wrong out there. Intuitively, here's some energy. But when we learn that it's, you know, inappropriate, it's uncivilized, it's not welcome to bring that type of energy to a school or to a family household or to a space, whatever, we learn to step away from that, to suppress that. But when it comes back, it's not this like vengeful, angry, destructive thing. It's a constructive force, right? Strong men do good things, and women, right? But we're talking about men specifically. But strong people in general, though, they do good things in the world, right? And part of being strong, again, is having that agency and that willpower. And just when people access that, it is like the best drug. Like you can't get more high than connecting to yourself. You know, I mean, getting high, people go all the way up there, getting high, it's like, just come right here. Like it's so much richer. Like it's so much more fulfilling and like tingly and, you know, whatever, more notable.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
So it has two elements, right? In the NARM work that we do, it looks like talk therapy to many people on the outset, because you're kind of having two people face each other, you know, sitting at a respectful distance, and you know they start off by talking, you know, but what we do is in our exploration, starting from kind of talking and exploring these things with language, the body kind of begins to eavesdrop and respond. And as the body begins to respond, you know, what we try to do is guide the person's awareness to the bodily unconscious. We call it sometimes the shadow. It's not a dark or bad thing, but shadow is this part of us that we can't see, quite simply, right? And so by bringing awareness to the shadow, which is always in the body, and like, hey, look, I can notice that you're starting to clench a little bit, or I can see that you've kind of tightened here or done this and done that. What's going on in your body right now? You know, and then they can begin to kind of connect to that. Oh, actually, I'm really feeling my like a lot of tension in my chest, and you know, oh, okay, is there an emotion there? Oh yeah, I'm feeling really anxious, and then they stay with that. Actually, I'm really frustrated. Oh, okay. And what's the frustration? Do you have a sense of what that's about? Yeah, my mother is, blah, blah, blah. And then it just goes into this whole thing, right? So we use language, but we're attuning to the body, and we're just holding the whole, you know. And I frequently ask my patients to reflect, what's your experience now? I mean, physically, emotionally, your thought processes, all together, like what is going on now? So, you know, it's looks like talk therapy. It looks like if you were just to mute us or watch us with no sound, that's what we're just doing. I'm just telling them, be more positive and think about it this way. And but it's not, you know, we're actually going much deeper.